also did it on the next property line. Now, that has not gone to the swamp because the water will sit on it and it'll be 6 inches high, okay? I just measured our curb, 4 to 5 inches is our curb. We have got water past our house where it's gone even to
You're that way.
south.
That whole asphalt section and then to the next property.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went down and looked at it.
Okay. Well, then where the Wagners live now, it's the old log cabin, Pete's, okay? Water will get up to his house. We cannot cross our street to the road, our cars, when it's flooded because we're that deep. And it has come up over our sidewalk to our house. Not to our house, but
in our garage.
Another 4 foot.
Yeah.
Somebody goes past it, it'll throw waves this high. And we've taken pictures. It's gone from our house and Wagner's now, and it's gone all the way down to Tim Bautel's.
Yeah.
The Bautel house, okay?
Yeah.
So but anyways, they just put in that ditch 18 feet or 18 feet from the road. So we got to go out there, you got all the leaves and the brush and the grass and everything else, and it plugs it up. So we get any rain we get an inch of rain, he's going to be swimming in the swimming pool or the lake. Okay.
I caught him in the yard in the swimsuit.
Yeah, okay, all right, okay. But, it's just something, and I talked to Sam twice, face to face, just as close as you and I. I haven't heard anything, and it's been years. And it's just, it's got to get done. It's unsafe for the people. The Kesslers next to us, Stazaks and DeShanos, the Pulaski's hold on with the curb, and not Grindel's, I don't think. But cars go through, they don't give a rip, okay? And they're waving up, and their garages are right here's the bottom or the top of the cement, and the door goes to there. They're getting wet inside, and it's absolutely no. We physically go out when we can go through and take the junk out of the ditch that we dug from the start of their tile to the road. And we have to, and you get, there's an oak tree that, we're getting oak leaves still. And right now, if we had an inch of rain,
You're in trouble.
we're in trouble, because I looked at it, I was gonna have Karen take a picture of it.
Yeah.
So, but it's just,
I drove down there after the meeting on the 2nd.
Yeah.
And I looked because there had been so much
Yeah.
rain.
yeah,
And there literally was standing water.
oh yeah,
Even down to Purcell's old house,
yeah,
on the low side, where those homes are.
Yep.
There was water
Yeah.
all along
Yeah.
there, which I actually found it surprising that it was.
yeah.
Not pure, it was pretty consistent all
And
along there.
I would bet.
And deep.
I would bet you any amount of money that there has been water in his garage, either since Louis owned it or since you've owned it.
Well, when Louis owned it, there was, yeah.
Yeah, I know that, yeah, because the water is at higher levels.
Time.
So, well, I'll use 3 minutes of my life.
Can I just say something? Do I need to come up? Okay.
This way it's on recording.
Okay, it's on, okay. I'm gonna be 70 years old this year, and I'm up there digging with a shovel to try to get the water from our beach. I don't know who's seen me, but a lot of the people do. Because I'm out there digging and trying to get it so we can get some water off of that road, so at least we can get across and everybody else can get across there. We have been complaining for years, and nobody's listening to us. I was so excited when they were doing Bautel North, thinking, okay, finally, it never happened.
Yeah.
So, water, people will go, like Randy said, people will go in their cars, and nobody slows down, everybody's going fast. waves are coming in our garage and they're splashing our garages, because we can step on the road right here. We're on the road.
Right. No,
We are on the
absolutely.
road.
Yeah,
Can somebody please help us?
Yeah.
trying.
Can
I
somebody
mean,
please help
get the
us?
drain commission out to look
Somebody.
at those, what they dug, because I'm sure, because they started running I'm using her time. Because they started putting a ditch
Yeah.
on the
Okay.
line between Larry's and Blank's or Kessler's. And he complained so much they quit.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
just dug the hole and put the drain tile on top.
Can I ask a question? How many people in this room live on South Linwood Beach? Please raise your hand. I think that tells us we have a problem.
And half
Leave your hands up.
the beach is on vacation right
Yeah,
now.
they're not back yet.
Plus the two people that wrote in.
Yeah.
So we have 16 people.
Plus the two people that wrote in.
Yeah, oh, I'm,
18.
Yeah.
Plus their spouses, 20.
4 people, yeah.
And I have, first time I heard about your car,
Yeah.
you know, with all the problems.
Yeah.
And there has been more. I mean, you literally have to,
yes.
Drive through it.
well, pull it through
We're
it.
driving
Pull it
through
through.
it.
Were there any other comments? Because we are going to discuss Linwood Beach as item J on the agenda today. So,
Can I just ask for one more thing? Can our speed limit be lowered? It's 25 miles an hour right now, and there's everybody walking and golf carts and children.
It's a
You
one-lane
know,
road.
is there, yeah, and it is a one-lane road. Is there any way we can get signs that lower that speed limit?
you know what? We can ask a question about what it would take if we were to contemplate lowering, you know, the
Okay.
speed limit in that district.
Well, I don't think any of us that live there drive over
No.
15 miles an hour or
No.
lower because
I
people
butt
are
down the
walking
beach.
out.
I don't go fast
Yeah.
because I don't want to wait.
But it's the people that don't live there.
Right,
Right, they don't care.
I don't want water in your garage because you'll call me up and tell me if I put water in your garage, and that's okay.
You know, it's getting to be teen city down, you know, down that way.
And one of the worst problems is the FedEx and Amazon and all those delivery trucks.
Yeah.
And they all turn around in front of my garage.
They drive
because
through
I've
our
got the
yards
biggest
because they
area.
can't go through the road because the road's underwater, and then we got ruts this deep in our grass.
Yeah.
I've had to have 2 of my sprinklers replaced,
What's your house number?
925. On the end of the lake. It comes up to my
Yeah.
driveway and stops.
You know,
Okay.
there's one between him and us, the old Pete Place or Foss, the log cabin.
So your lawn is basically
Yeah,
getting
I've actually had my mailbox taken off too by a UPS driver because he couldn't get through the road.
Really?
And if you need pictures or videos, I
Actually,
have
so I had to
stamp.
So, okay.
Okay.
Well, let's move on to issues. Anybody have any other comments besides South Linwood Beach? Well, we talked about Fraser Road and South Linwood Beach. I just want to make sure that I'm not taking anybody's right to speak away, okay? So, with that in mind, we will close the public input. We have no unfinished business. Our new business. I don't know where I put my notes. Turn the page, there we go, there we go. So, our next item on the agenda is Stephanie Hoyle. I don't know, thank you.
Thank you.
I knew you were here for a purpose, I just didn't know, I don't,
Yep, here for a reason. Yeah, thanks for letting me come speak today. My name is Stephanie Hoyle. I'm the coordinator for the Saginaw Bay Cooperative Invasive Species Management Area. We call ourselves a SISMA because that's kind of a mouthful. So I'm here today to talk about a project we're working on with the DNR, Michigan Tech, and Michigan Natural Features Inventory that we are really excited about and will be beneficial to the natural beauty of this area and the community too, I believe. We've received funding for a habitat restoration project at Tobico Marsh to manage the invasive species that have taken over the habitat in large areas on that property. Only a few species can use these invasives, so we want to be able to maximize the habitat for rare and endangered species. We'll be working with the DNR to do invasive species removal and habitat restoration to improve habitat there. This will also include conducting surveys for rare and threatened species on the premises through the Michigan Natural Features Inventory. We will be mapping and treating invasive Phragmites and buckthorn. Those are our two main species. Most of the work will be done inside the park, but we will also have funding to allow this BISMA to do work outside of the park on properties adjacent to it. This would include mapping the Phragmites and treating it for landowners free of charge for the duration of the project, which goes until 2026. This would be for landowners directly adjacent to the property, and it's totally voluntary. To do this work, we will need landowners' written permission through our landowner permission forms. I've provided a copy today if you would like to see what that looks like. And we will be hosting a meeting in mid-May at 6:30 at the Bay City State Park Visitor Center to provide more information about the project for anybody that is interested in learning more, and for landowners that are adjacent to the park so they can make an informed decision to participate.
Which day was that meeting?
We have yet to set a date for the meeting.
Okay.
Okay.
If you let the
Yes.
township know, I'm sure we can put it on the website.
Absolutely. That's actually one of the things I was going to request, is that if you are interested to promote that, help us promote that. Landowners that are in the project area will also be receiving a mailer with information as well. So yeah, just we would like to request helping to get the word out about the meeting. And we have landowner permission forms too, that if you want to keep those in your office for people that are interested, that would be a great way to help us as well. And of course, if you have any questions about the project, I have my business cards here for you. And you can always contact me, or we have a website that we will be posting information about as well.
So Stephanie, just a quick question. Since you guys are going to be working with the DNR and you are working on this to improve the natural habitat, will there be any testing that will be done as part of this as far as the quality of that area?
We will be doing mapping of the invasive species before we do any treatment, so we will be able to pinpoint exactly where that is needed and what is where. We've done this project before. There's something very similar to it along Hampton Township in the area. We will use similar mapping technologies and on-the-ground field work to ground truth what we want to do.
Okay, so you're going to be working directly with the water in Topeka, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So there's not going to be any testing of the water, especially with its proximity to Hartley?
We won't be doing water testing. That's not a part of this project. No.
Okay.
It's strictly invasive species management.
Which, that's a big deal.
Just curious if that was
No,
covered.
that's a really, people when I hear it tonight probably find that to be a big deal because they're beach residents.
For sure. And I think it'll help keep that from spreading into people's yards too.
Absolutely.
Are there any other questions if I have time left?
I appreciate it.
No
Thank
problem.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Bay County Fair Expo Spaghetti Dinner for 11/2 or 11/9. No alcohol. There will be a silent auction, 4 o'clock to 7:30. It's a fundraising dinner to be served. They want to use our hall. They're asking for a discount on fee. I would say if they,
Mr. Davidson made a recommendation that we should just charge them a refundable security deposit and for cleanup only.
that's all I would suggest, is security deposit. If they clean it up, it's done, they get their money back. Would anybody like to make that? I'll actually make the motion that that if they so chose a Saturday or a Sunday, that is not an issue as long as it's not already scheduled already with somebody else. Would anybody like to second that motion?
And that's charging them security deposit,
And
refundable,
cleanup
and then the
only,
cleanup.
yeah.
Yeah,
On
as
top
long
of
as they
that.
clean the building back up, they get their money back, so it costs them 0.
We're not charging for the $50 for cleanup.
Yeah, it would be zero.
What?
They shouldn't pay anything up for
We still
They
need
did
to
the
pay,
160,
to pay Gary.
Actually, if they clean the whole place up good, there'd be no reason to have to pay Gary. If they go through and they
They're
dump
gonna
the
clean the
toilet.
bathrooms?
Yeah, there should still be a cleanup. There's always a cleanup after any restroom.
So their cost would be $50, plus they'd have to pay the $160 deposit, which would be refunded, provided everything's attached. Do you want to amend your motion to reflect such?
I cancel my motion.
I didn't hear
She
the
can make
original one
motion.
anyway.
I will make the motion that we approve the use of our hall with a $160 security deposit and a $50 cleaning fee only for the Bay County Fair and Youth Expo Spaghetti Dinner to take place in November.
Second.
Yeah, it's money.
Class,
Yes.
DeShano,
Yes.
Campbell,
Yes.
Cruz.
Yes.
Okay, FOIA appeal number 2024-08. Might as well read it quick. Let me just to read that so it's in the record probably. Okay.
It's in the package.
I mean, this is a FOIA appeal in response to no information that was given at all. Zero. Not one page of information. No agreements. No blacked out emails or redacted or correspondent. Only $1,000 scare tactic used by unelected prosecutor. If the correspondence does not say attorney-client privilege, then there is no privilege. Otherwise, there is no unilateral communication with the township attorney without the board approval. I believe, and there is no such thing as free service without any trails of communication. This would break the public trust barrier. Provide me with an itemized list and exact reason for the denial, along with Calcon Township Board approved retainers. This must go in front of the Calcon Township Board for the appeals process. Sam is the supervisor and stated for me to FOIA Justin Ebel, and after this I spoke with legal counsel and was advised to FOIA request as I did. Then there is an attached letter.
So I guess I'll start by asking the question, Sherry, in the response from February 15th that was sent, you had specifically noted that because of the large volume of information, it would be very, very expensive and could run up to $1,000. So was this just a shot in the dark of the, I mean, was that based on anything? Because according to the request, there are 4 different items listed here covering the span of time from January 2022 through December of 2023. The request is for text messages between Attorney Justin Ebel and any township of Calcon elected officials, planning commission, including building and zoning officials, and contractor Spicer Group employees. Now, I realize that we would be looking at personal cell phones. However, since I was elected here, I was told that if you communicate via text, then you have the ability to get FOIA'd via text. So I also am aware that if you go through most cell phone providers, that you're able to get a PDF of your text messages, including the content. So I don't understand how that would be that great of an expense. In addition to that, the request is for all times and dates of text and phone calls between the township attorney and any township of Calcon elected officials and its employees, including building and zoning officials and anybody with Spicer Group. It also requests all the times and dates of emails between the attorney and any Township of Clalcon elected officials, employees, same group. But it doesn't actually ask for the text. It's asking for the times and the dates that those emails are taking place. So there would be nothing that would need to be redacted. It would simply be a log of the communications that have taken place. So I have a hard time understanding how that falls under attorney-client privilege. And then the fourth thing is a copy of the contract agreement between Clalcon Township and Smith & Brooker and Justin Ebel, and then it also lists his other employer here. I would like to see the copy of the agreement. I would like to see the retainer agreement that the township has with the attorney. I've never seen that. And I'm elected to represent you. And I have never seen that. But that's certainly not attorney-client privilege either. That is simply a retainer agreement that's public information. So I'd be very interested in seeing that, and I'm sure the resident would as well. And when we're talking about attorney-client privilege, I remember a specific phone call that I had received back in late 2021 from the township attorney giving me some information. And I was specifically told, I'm calling you because I don't want to send a text message as that could be FOIA'd. So if we can't FOIA the text messages, then why was I told that? I'm really curious. There is nothing in text message that says specifically that this is attorney-client privilege. I have never seen that disclaimer on any text message. And furthermore, I was told that even when, by the attorney, that even when the supervisor sends a group email to all elected officials, and for some reason includes the attorney in that correspondence, that doesn't grant attorney-client privilege unless the attorney responds, which typically doesn't happen. So it seems that this area of attorney-client privilege is kind of murky, and it seems like we should be looking into this a little bit further. Furthermore, I'm also aware of a FOIA that came in, gosh, I'm going to say 2022, I apologize, I don't have the exact date, where there was a request for all email correspondence and all text message correspondence that took place between the elected officials. At that time, that constituent was told that it was going to be this enormous sum of money to get that. And two elected officials presently sitting here, one presently sitting here, one gone, specifically said that they would turn over their personal cell phones to be able to honor this FOIA request. And yet, when this FOIA request comes in, nobody's even contacted me about it. Nobody's asked me for what I have. But already we're throwing a $1,000 price tag on this and saying that it doesn't qualify. I guess I'd like to understand that a little bit better.
Anybody else? Just ask him if he has anything else.
Sounds like we're hiding something.
What? What?
Sounds like we're hiding something in text messages.
I said on the PC, I was asked for information. I copied 98 pages, I turned them in. I didn't get paid for none of those 98 pages, but I turned them in. I asked one of the people that was at the PC hearing for information. I don't know how you do it, but that person literally, because there were communications that I was told didn't take place, she screenshotted somehow. Somebody would have to show me what that means. I don't know. But she did it, and she sent me 5 pages, and she said, for no communications, here's 5 pages, you tell me. Which was very disappointing because that meant that individual lied to me. But to come to this one,
I know this ain't a question same answer, but where does that $1,000 go in your guys' budget? Does that go to cover